My speaker booking agent once drafted 107 personalized pitches in a matter of minutes. Real events, real fit, real specific language for each room. The first batch went out. Real replies started coming back. And then, right as the next batch was ready, right as the momentum felt unstoppable, my own system pumped the brakes on me, on purpose. Something in my setup flagged that the sending infrastructure wasn't ready for that volume yet. A newer domain that suddenly blasts out email gets treated as suspicious by inboxes everywhere and can get marked as spam before a single human reads a word. The technical term is warming up a domain. The plain version is the one I actually live by. You don't plant seeds in ground you haven't prepared. The seeds were ready. 107 of them. The ground wasn't. And sending anyway would have quietly poisoned the whole effort. I'm telling you that story first because this episode is about follow-through at scale, and I refuse to sell you the impressive half without the honest half. Hold both. Now, let's talk about your inbox. Pull up a chair. I'm Makeda Boehm. I've closed nearly $10 million in tech sales over 4 years, earned 7 figures doing it, and here I teach service-based business owners how to use AI, automations, systems, and agents to create more money, time, and options. AI is moving at the speed of daily, and I help you keep up. Somewhere in your inbox right now, a lead is quietly dying. You know the one. The person who said this sounds great, let's circle back next month, and next month came and went twice. The proposal you half drafted that's been sitting in your drafts folder so long you've stopped opening the folder. The client from a year and a half ago who loved working with you and would absolutely come back. If anyone ever reached out, here's the reframe you need, because I'd bet money you've been treating this as a character flaw. It isn't. Everyone already believes the fortune is in the follow-up. It's practically a cliche. So it was never a belief problem, and it was never a discipline problem either. It's a memory and capacity problem. Following up well means remembering who said what, sensing when enough time has passed that a touch feels natural instead of pushy, and knowing what to say that's specific to that person and that conversation. That is a heavy, invisible, ongoing load. And when your week fills up, it's the load that gets dropped first, because dropping it never hurts today. It only hurts in 90 days, when the quarter comes up short and you can't point to why. Let me be fair to the old fixes, because each one half works. C.R.M. reminders will faithfully tell you a follow-up is due. Then you still have to remember the context and write the thing, so the reminder becomes one more task nagging you. Templated email automations genuinely send on time, the same message to everyone, regardless of what was actually said, and warm leads can smell a template from the subject line. And the discipline plan, blocking Friday afternoons for follow-up, is a beautiful idea that survives about 3 weeks of real life. All 3 fail the same way. They still need you to carry the remembering. An AI employee flips it, because follow-up is, at its core, remembering work. And remembering work is exactly what a system does better than a busy human. Picture an employee whose entire outcome is no warm relationship goes silent by accident. It knows what was discussed because your conversations and context are documented. It drafts the next touch in your voice, specific to that person, at an interval that feels human, and it runs under written boundaries, real ones. A draft for anyone silent past 90 days gets humanized before it sends. No dollar figure ever gets improvised. The same kind of common sense rules you'd give a human assistant on week 1. Written down once, enforced every time. And follow-up is bigger than chasing the maybe. There's the check-in after someone buys, the one that catches a small problem while it's still small. There's the past client from 2 years ago who already knows you, already paid you, and just drifted, the warmest cold list in your business. And there's the referral ask, timed to the exact moment after a win when it would land perfectly. The moment you always miss because you're already on to the next fire. 4 different memory jobs, all currently assigned to the busiest, most forgetful employee in your company, you. If you're not sure whether follow-up is your biggest leak or just the one that stings today, that's exactly what the free AI employee report is for. 11 questions at audit.seedandsociety.com, about 3 minutes, and it names the one AI employee to build first, based on where you're actually losing money, time, or options. For some of you, it'll confirm follow-up. For others, it'll surprise you. Now, the deeper honesty, and it's the reason I opened with my own system stopping itself. An employee that touches your actual relationships is one of the highest stakes hires you'll ever make, human or not. Done wrong, it doesn't just waste time, it burns trust you spent years earning. So it has to know your offers cold, sound exactly like you, and operate under rules you wrote. And sometimes, like my 107 pitches, the most professional thing the system can do is wait until the ground is ready. If anyone sells you follow-up automation without talking about restraint, walk. One more thing, gently. None of this makes you the pushy person you're afraid of becoming. The problem in most service businesses is not too much follow-up. It's zero follow-up, wearing politeness as a costume, showing up reliably with something real to say in your actual voice isn't pestering. It's presence. The wedding photographer in Savannah isn't hounding anyone. She's just the only one who remembered. The consultant in Krakow isn't aggressive. His pipeline just doesn't depend on his worst week anymore. The bookkeeper in Guadalajara didn't get slicker. She got consistent. Here's where I want to leave you. With a number I want you to actually go get. Think back over the last 6 months. Count the conversations that felt warm, where a real yes felt close, and then simply went quiet. Not rejections, silences. For most owners, that honest number is somewhere between 5 and a lot more than 5. Every one of those is an open door nobody walked back through. That's the leak. It never shows up as a dramatic loss. It shows up as a quiet selling on a good business. That's more money, because revenue you already earned the trust for stops leaking out the bottom of your inbox. That's more time, because the remembering, the noticing, and the drafting move off of you for good. And that's more options, because a pipeline that doesn't depend on your memory is a pipeline you can build a future on. Sign up for the newsletter at seedandsociety.com newsletter. And here's this week's trade. Leave the show a review, screenshot it, and email it to hello@seedandsociety.com. And I'll send you my 6-figure month calculator as a thank you. It reverse engineers the path from where you are to your number. And send this episode to the friend whose drafts folder you just pictured. They know. You know. Now they'll know you know. Until next time, continue planting the seeds for a better society.